The Vast of Night is a brand new film that was just released last weekend on Amazon Prime, directed by Andrew Patterson in what is his very first film. In the twilight of the 1950s, one fateful night in a small town of New Mexico, a young switchboard operator named Faye and charismatic radio DJ Everett discover a strange audio frequency. While everyone else in town is at a high school basketball game, there might be something hovering above them. This sound, unbeknownst to all, could change their small town and the future forever. Lots of dropped phone calls, lots of AM radio signals, lots of secret reels of tape forgotten in a library, along with switchboards, crossed patch lines, and an anonymous phone call. All put together, it leads Faye and Everett on a scavenger hunt towards the unknown. So, truth be told, I knew absolutely nothing going into this film. I'm all for supporting indie filmmaking. I love sci-fi adventures. I'm an actor myself. I love to make films. I love to act in films. I love to perform in live theater. So I was all for supporting a film just like this. I love seeing new artists emerge. It brings so much joy into my life. And I'm so happy to say that I was completely blown away by this film. What a debut for director Andrew Patterson. Now, this film clearly was heavily influenced by shows like The Twilight Zone or The X-Files, and this honestly felt like a gigantic extended episode of The Twilight Zone. Now, I've only really seen 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone, but from what I've seen of it, I really enjoyed it. I really love sci-fi stuff, and this film was certainly no exception. This is Andrew Patterson's first feature film, and his direction and cinematography all just flow so naturally. There are so many shots in this film that must have taken loads of rehearsal and discipline from the actors to complete. And I thought all these moments were very beautifully directed and very smoothly shot. There were so many cases in The Vast of Night where these one takes really snuck up on me. I was just kind of sitting there watching it and just being like, it's still going. They're not cutting it. This is really cool. Like I said, really remarkable debut for Andrew Patterson, and I'm really curious to see what else he does in the future. Now, the acting in this film was also super impressive. Sierra McCormick as Faye has a very impressive presence on screen. Without spoiling anything, there was one scene where she's just sitting at a desk taking various phone calls and she's checking the radio frequencies, and it didn't strike me until that shot was coming to a close that it didn't cut for 9 minutes. Like I said, those one takes really snuck up on me. And in those 9 minutes of not cutting, she never wavered, she never broke character, and I cannot commend that performance enough. Really stellar work. Jake Horowitz as Everett as well. Very dynamic performance here. His charisma and his arrogance were just about at the right levels of likable, and he never came off as smarmy or insufferable. He was a really enjoyable presence on screen as well. All the actors, once again, really remarkable work here. Something else that kind of snuck up on me on this film was the score, especially when starts to hit the fan. Overall, this musical score was very tense when it needed to be, but it also had the very upbeat feel and tone of the 1950s. So as you guys can tell, I really enjoyed this film. I only have a couple of issues with it really, and they're really technical. Now, there are times when the aspect ratio of the film will go from regular 1080p HD down to the old-fashioned 1950s television screen. Now, the idea in theory is a really solid one, but unfortunately those transitions felt a little bit abrupt to me. I just personally feel like these transitions could have been handled a little bit more smoothly than they were. And also, I feel like there were times where the color grading could have used some corrections, and there were some scenes where the lighting was just so dark and it was kind of hard to see what was going on, unfortunately. Overall, I strongly recommend checking out The Vast of Night. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It's a really fun, thrilling sci-fi indie adventure, and I'm going to give it an A-. The film is super small scale, but with what they were able to accomplish, truly remarkable work all around. Well guys, that's it for this review. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. Don't forget to leave in the comments section down below what you guys thought about The Vast of Night, and also any requests of any films you guys would like to see me review. Also, I just posted reviews on this channel for Just Mercy and Togo, so if you haven't yet, feel free to check those out. And also, late this weekend, or early Monday morning, look out for my review of NXT TakeOver In Your House. As always, You guys are the best. Thank you all so much, as always, for tuning in. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.